I can still remember it like it was yesterday. Walking into my home ec class, wanted to talk to my friends, Seth and Evan. That crazy home ec teacher just yells at me, Fogal, hi. I just want to talk to him about our night coming up, you know? Those were the days. I know later on they went to make a movie about it and everything. And have you ever done something that was so crazy, so out of this world that you could not let anyone know about it? Who is Patient 13?
10, 9, 8, 7.
Welcome to the Brandon Fogal Show. Every moment is an electrifying event. This is not just a podcast, it's a revolution of thought, unfiltered, real and raw. The Brandon Fogal Show, where excellence meets evolution.
2, 1. This is the Brandon Fogal Show.
Do you know who Patient 13 is? Well, you might find out. You might not. I don't know. Who knows? Patient 13 is out there. Patient 13 has left the building. We're actually searching for Patient 13. And I don't know. Can you help me find him? We need all the help we can get. You know, he's out there. He's elusive. He's escaped. He's on the run. And we know he's a man. We know he's a man based on the evidence and the trail that he's left behind. We all got a little Patient 13 in us, you know? Patient 13 is that you do not want anyone to see it. It's the one you want to hold close to your heart that the world does not see. And it's something you ain't going to put on the internet, truthfully. You're going to keep it to yourselves. You might let your family know about it. You might even let your friends. I had a Patient 13 moment, and we're going to get into it. It's go time. Hope you are having an electrifying. Hope you are having an electrifying day as you go into your day. So as you can see, I got a little get up on, you know. They made a movie about me back in the 2000s, you know, and it kind of just stuck with me. I had just people crying out to me all the time, you know, Fogal, every time, you know. At the time, I was a substitute teacher, I remember, subbing, going in and to different schools. And that was when Superbad was in its heyday. And you can obviously hear the high schoolers calling out, you know, they got a sub, Mr. Fogal. And every time I would always hear about Fogal from the movie Superbad. I had to do it, you know? I had to do it. I love these glasses. These aren't prescription lens, but I'm going to wear them. I love them. Get after me. All right, so what is happening on the home front? I need to get one of those CB radios. Is that what it's called? The CB radios that, like, if we go into Terminator apocalypse style, that those are the only forms of communication we're gonna get. You know, it starts with this like high tech digital stuff, but we're gonna crumble back to the Stone Age. And before we even get to the Stone Age, we're gonna get to where it's those CB radios. You know, that only the top echelons of conspiracy nuts out there have, you know, and I would throw myself into that conspiracy nut categories. And lately it seems like the conspiracy nuts are looking pretty good. The way things are headed, it looks like they're looking top notch, baby. Top notch. Time needs to stand still. Time needs to stop moving, you know? You want time to stop, but you also want it to keep moving because we're always looking ahead. We always want to get to that next awesome thing in our life. What are you looking forward to right now in your life? It's hard to not live in the now because we're always looking forward to something, you know, but if we can get ourselves where we are loving the now as much as we want to love the look forward to a moment event, and as well as much as we like to look forward to the nostalgic part of our mind, because that's how we live as human beings. We love the nostalgia. We love what's in the past. We love the good old days. It's like what you look forward to is never as good as you envision in your mind. And we always build up things that have happened in our life, and we make those things, you know, the pinnacle of happiness, you know. We all pursuing this happiness gig, you know. It's all about a perspective of mind, because I don't know if you've seen those memes out there. There's two people sitting on a bus. One's looking out the window, and it's just cloudy and just dim and just bogging them down, and it's And the other person that looks outside and it's bright, it's sunny, it's blue skies, it's clear, it's beautiful. And it's like, what is the difference between those two types of people? I would tell you what the difference is. And that difference is me. That problem is me. Because even me, myself, and I would say I was experiencing this just the other day. Like, we all have this ability where we go out into the world, and in our mind is like the world. Our mind is like the atmosphere, the blue skies out there, and how clear it can be, how sunny and bright it can be. But then the cloud of just also things of the world and things that just bog us down, the worries, the stresses of life, and those things, the depression that can eat away at people, that can just cloud over our minds. And I just know that, like, because I walked out and it was a cloudy day, and it's just like it immediately just brought down my enthusiasm. You know, I could get hyped up about the day, but then as I stepped out and it's a cloudy day and it's just bleak outside, it's gray skies, and it's like, outside of those gray skies and those clouds and everything like that, if we went above the clouds, it would still be bright and clear and beautiful, you know, but it's still that haze of just that clouds over our mind that we can't see and embrace what is actually happening. How do we rise above and get past that so that every moment, even though the clouds of just sadness and just worries and stresses and hurts of this life, that they come up or thrust upon us, how do we rise above that and understand that we're just living under these clouds, that outside of them are still bright and awesome skies that can just give us enjoyment and happiness? And it's like, how do we get that? It's just maybe stepping out, reaching out, imagining ourselves that we weren't underneath the clouds. Imagine ourselves that we are getting strapped in the rocket and we're just going to boost right outside of there. You know, because those skies are still out there. Those skies are still happening. That beautiful atmosphere that we can be a part of, and that our mind can have clarity and drive beauty in our life and drive purpose. It's still out there. It's still happening. It's not like it's just in our world, we are confined to this box, and that is our reality. Get in that rocket and boost yourself out. Sometimes some people are blessed enough where they live every day in that clarity and in that. You see in the movie Limitless, you know, with Bradley Cooper, awesome movie, check it out. But he takes that pill and his world just everything gets vibrant and beautiful and clear, and he has clarity. How do we get into that type of arena and that type of mindset? How do we, even when the clouds are just upon us and we do not see clearly, how do we boost ourselves and get out of that? You know, we talk about everything on this show. We ain't confined to limited sources. We are confined to the universe and all the limitless galaxies that are out there, all the realms out there beyond this galaxy, to infinity and beyond. Live in that mindset, so that we are the meme of people that looks outside the bus and they see clarity, they see beautiful skies, and just happiness erupts and overflows from us. We can live in that. We can live in that. You can live in that. Whatever you're going through, if you're listening to this or you're watching this, you don't need to live in uncontrollable events and moments that are thrust upon you. Throw control out the window. We need to let go. Let go. Just let go of everything, you know? We cannot control what tomorrow's going to bring. We cannot control what today's going to bring. We don't know what is going to happen, is going to be thrown upon us today. We do not know what we are walking into when we walk into work. You know, I have had where I walked into work and I did not know what was going to happen, you know, and I didn't know that was going to be my last day. I did not know that. But you learn how to deal with it. And how can your last day of work be the greatest day in your life? How can your last day of anything, how can the worst news possible be the greatest day in your life? It is perspective. It's getting out of this cloud and fog that we allow ourselves to be in and rising above it. It's one thing to talk about it. It's one thing to even abstractly think about, but actually putting it into practice. How do you do that? But I'm going to say this. Who is patient 13? Who is patient 13? I'm going to say that a couple times. You're going to hear me say this throughout. I don't know. This might be the only video that I actually talk about it in detail. But patient 13, as you can see, if you have even been paying attention to what's happening in my world and doing all this podcast and all this kind of stuff, it is this show it jumped from 12 to 14. As you can see, who is patient 13? I think you can infer what I am speaking of, where that went, and if I will ever release that, what happened in that video, time will tell. Time will tell. We got to get past the past. We got to get past the past. We got to get past the past and move on to what's ahead. What's ahead? Because what's ahead matters. What you got going on in your world? What is happening in your life? What are you walking into? What are you getting into today? I debated whether to share this or not, but since I have shared so many times in the past how tough my internet connection has been, since I've already shared that on video, since I've already kind of divulged that part of my life to the world, I'm going to share this as well. Today, we are supposed to get Starlink, and I've talked about it, and I've wanted to get it. It is happening today. The install is coming today. So I will let you know how good it is. I don't want to be a person that talks about my internet. That seems kind of gross. I don't need to be that type of person. But I do gross things, and I'm like, and once you've done them, you're like, man, I can't undo that. So I'm living in this grossness that I've already shown. It's like, but you can't reverse time. In life in general, you can't go back and undo something, Believe me, I have tried, and I have been torn up about things that I wish I could undo, but you just can't. I don't got that time machine, that DeLorean. I need to get that DeLorean, that can go back in time, with Doc and Marty McFly, I wish I could do that, but we can't. We only are given the present, and we are only given today, and we can look forward to what's ahead and plan what we're doing to align with that, with what we want to accomplish. But we got to relish each moment. We got to love it, because it's all about your mindset and your attitude. We can control that. And a lot of times in my life, I've thought I cannot control that. It's just how I feel. And like everything is coming upon me. I am just chemical reactions. We can control how we come out of it. We can control our outlook. Some people have a better, a better hand that they're dealt. And I say, like, we got to let go of control, but then also we got to control what we can control. And I'm saying control a lot. Maybe it's because I want control, but I think it's coming to the realization of what you can handle, what you can do of yourself, and what you're going to have to just accept and move on with and quickly throw out the window, move on with your life. As you can see, I have not moved on with my life. When they went and just put this in Hollywood and made a movie about it, my life, of that one night we had, that crazy night, with me and Seth and Evan, but, and all the events that surrounded that, it is tough to move on. It's tough to forget the past, but take the best things out of your past and take them all the best things of what you can glean from it, and take with you and to make you a better person, but forget everything else that is just going to bring you down. If it's going to bring you down, throw it out the window. Don't even give it a second thought. Move on with your day. Move on with your life. It took me a long time before I had to realize that. Allowing outside forces to affect my emotion and my mindset and to bring me down instead of just moving on with my life. You can't control outside circumstances, but you can control how you react to them. And you can control, if you fight through it, you got to fight through it in your mindset and rise above it. You got to rise above those clouds like I talked about. You got to strap yourself into that. And that kind of fits in with, it's cool actually seeing the equipment being shipped to me that just arrived for Starlink, and it says SpaceX, That's pretty neat. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm sure there's millions of people that got Starlink already, and but to me, it's cool. To me, it's cool. But you got to get yourself strapped in. Get yourself strapped in and boost yourself outside of the cloud of your mind and the cloud of your circumstances and go above it. Live in that clarity, that beautiful blue skies that are out there, because they are out there. They are out there. And you can experience them. Some people can experience it easier than others, but I would say the people that can't experience it as easy as others, they're going to be greater because they're going to be put through the ringer, the toughness of life and the harshness of life, and they're going to be able to be stronger for it, as opposed to people that just have an awesome hand that they're given. They're not going to know what it is how to react and fight against it when those things come upon them. I'd say, the greatest people that are going to make the greatest impact in this world are the ones that have been put through the harshest climates, that have been put through the worst conditions. You got to refine that gold. You got to just burn away all that rubbish to just let it melt away, so the purity of the pure gold can shine through. And you are pure gold. You are pure gold. You're better than gold. You are better than gold. You are so much more valuable ever than gold. So realizing you have value that not only for yourselves and your family, but for so many people in this world, that you can make an impact in their life. I was just thinking about this, your potential. What is your potential? Your potential is limitless. Don't even think about it as potential. If I can meet my potential, I say forget that. Our potential is limitless. It is limitless. There's not this is a cap and I've capped out on my potential. No, forget that. We can go beyond our potential. Forget that noise. There is no cap on what you can accomplish, what you can get out there and do for this world, what you can do for others, and building your own empire and what you want to accomplish in this world. I always just thought about that, am I going to live my life building other people's empires, or do I want to make and build my own empire? What do you want to do? Do you want to build other people's? I gotta say a couple things, because I'm not always gonna be, reliving my past, and talking about that one night that they went ahead and just made a movie about it, but I guess it is cool when somebody makes a movie about your life. You have that forever to look at and just to remember the days, and I just remember, and when I changed my name to McLovin that one night and got my license and all that, and it was so cool, and I thought about like the different names I could use, and my friends just made fun of me because I chose McLovin, That was a cool name. It's an awesome name. It was either between that and Muhammad, and I just remember Seth saying, why would it be between that and Muhammad? And then Evan do you realize you probably have federal agents tracking you right now for even considering the name Muhammad? And those things they just stick with me. They remind me of, those were simpler times, complex events happening, but like there were a lot of plots and twists and storylines going on, but like it was a sweet time to remember. So I had to relive this. I had to relive it in front of you. I had to just, show you what has become of me. I have become like a person that just likes to just relish in the past in certain ways, but I know we got to move on to the future. We got to move on to the future, and we got to, not live in the past. We got to expand our horizons. But, well, anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.